Well, good evening, my YouTube family, my Dolly family, and my friends out there. Earlier this week, well, all this week, I have announced that I will not have any Dolly stories being uploaded due to me um, taking care of my dad and leaving so quick that I totally forgot to pack at least one doll with me. So I decided to use my memory blanket in place of a Dolly story, which is still a Dolly story. And I'm going to begin by giving the names of these dolls and where I bought these dolls from. And then I'm going to give you the bigger picture of why this blanket is considered my memory blanket and why I no longer have these dolls in my possession. Okay, let's get started. This is my doll that I had named Amanda Cherie. This doll here is the Louisa doll with Ashton Drake Gallery. This doll right here was called So Blessed, Ashton Drake Gallery. This doll here was a reborn that I won on one of the Facebook groups. This doll is a sleeper and cry baby that I named Sabrina. So this is a memory doll of my sister. And, my sister that passed away, okay? These two dolls here, the one on the right is a reborn doll I named Janice Marie. She was also a memory doll that I used as a memory doll for my sister, my other sister that passed away. This other doll is at Ashton Drake Gallery, Jasmine at 1.5, that I named Jazzy. These two dolls here were my favorite too. These three dolls here were my boys from Ashton Drake Gallery. Michael, I love you to the moon and back. The doll in the middle I made into a boy, but originally it's the Flora doll by Ashton Drake Gallery. This one here is Tevin and Kevin. This doll here came with a teddy bear. The next doll, I got this from Ashton Drake Gallery maybe 10 years ago, and I do not remember the original title of this doll, but I named this doll after my mom, who has passed away, been gone for 20 some years. This doll I call Jimmy Marie. This doll right here is a reborn, the Joseph kit. Oh, Janice Marie, I believe she's the cookie kit, and she was painted and created by the artist Bessie Smalley. The Joseph kit was also painted and created by Jessie Smalley. Bessie Smalley, not, I don't know if I said Jessie Smalley, not Bessie Smalley. Okay, this doll right here, Ashton Drake Gallery, I love you to the moon and back. Michael, the same doll up there. I just have another photo in a different outfit. This doll here is the same one. This is Kevin and what did I say this doll was? Kevin and Teddy. Okay, the same doll right there. The same doll right there is this doll right here, just in a different outfit. Okay, now that I gave a introduction of all of that, I just want to explain that as a Christian woman, a follower of Christ, I made many mistakes with these dolls right here. I crossed boundaries that maybe a lot of doll collectors wouldn't even think of being considered to be a boundary. And that's okay, because God uses everybody differently, and everybody has certain callings upon their life, and certain things that maybe one person shouldn't do, another person probably can do. It just depends on what you're doing. Well, my spiritual calling was personal. It wasn't something that every doll collector goes through, but I went through it. The difference between how I collect dolls now and the things I do compared to these dolls here that I ultimately sacrificed by releasing them out of my possession, because at the time I had decided I was no longer going to be a part of the doll community. I was not going to be a part of doll collecting. Mind you, I collected dolls before I even knew that there was a doll community, because that's just a passion that I have always had. But for some reason, once I became a part of groups and things like that, I took my doll collecting to another level, and that was something that I take personal responsibility for. I lost self-control, and I should have kept the control that I had before I got involved with the groups. And even now, so far, I've been able to keep my self-control. And when I say self-control, I no longer take my dolls to Walmart or to church or to the restaurants. I no longer buy car seats to travel with them in my van and things like that. And I'm not saying anyone who does those things should not be doing it. That it was a personal decision. The decision that I made to not do it anymore, it released something positive out of me, where I can collect my dolls and not feel like I'm making idols out of my dolls. So there is a thin line between collecting these realistic dolls and making idols out of them. And so that was how God helped me to gain the peace of mind that I have today. That's why when I have role plays, I specifically say is role play, because I don't want anyone to think I'm looking at the doll as being real. And I know even sometimes, even when I say role play, people still gonna think whatever they're gonna think. But as long as I know that in my heart, I'm not treating the doll like it's real, because I used to. I made that mistake before, and I know better now. I do better now. The other good that came out of me sacrificing these dolls, I have two Christian groups: the Reborns of Jesus Christ are overcomers by the words of their testimony, and Overcomers 2. If it had not been for the sacrifices that I made of these dolls here, I would not have been compelled to come up with the Reborn two Christian groups that I have now. It addresses the addictions that goes along with collecting dolls. Like I said, at that time, I really thought that I was going to leave doll collecting alone. Since then, I've learned a lot of self-control, where I can still collect my dolls, still enjoy the baby dolls, but I don't put myself in debt for the baby dolls. I I just control my spending. I even control the amount of dolls that I have in my collection. And again, to each their own. It was a personal decision that I had to deal with, and it was between God and me. So that's all I have for today. I hope you all enjoyed my Dolly story about my Dolly world. And please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell for future notifications. It makes it a lot easier for me if you hit that bell for the notifications. And hey, I love y'all unconditionally. Please continue to love me as well. And I'll talk to you later. And hopefully things will continue to get better with my dad, and I can get back into my Dolly stories, because I'll be able to go back home and be among my baby dolls again. Okay, see you later. Bye.